afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the ESR Multiclass Monday Championship Season 2. Today we are at Barcelona Circuit, otherwise known as Barcelona, otherwise known as Catalunya. Ah, man, it is a dreary, wet night, but it is at least not raining, so there's that. I'm your host, Cole McRae. Today we are joined by Matt Higgs. Step on up, Matt.
I can't stand. My legs
Oh.
don't work.
Oh, that's awkward. Well, we'll just imagine it. Audience, imagine Matt standing up and walking to receive his birthday spankings.
My
Okay, so
birthday.
what's that?
On my birthday.
Well, so far as you know. Okay, so this is our second of 3 enduro rounds. We have a variable chance of rain, of course, as you can see, but it is a 70-minute race with qualifying here wrapping up muy prontamente. That means quickly. Actually, that's not technically the correct way to say that, but it's close enough, I think. This is round 6, so we are entering the last third of our championship with this race. Only 3 more after this. Brands Hatch Monza Spa, so it should be fun. Rules of this race: 70 minutes, 2 pit stops required, 1 liter refuel on each. There is no pit window, of course, because it's a 2-stopper, and there is an optional tire change. However, it will add 25 seconds to your
30.
pit stop. 35 seconds?
30. Just
Just
30.
30? Interesting. Wonder why that is. Well, good to know. 30 seconds. Yeah. Which we'll get to right after finishing this qualifying session. Got 19 cars in the field. Some common or some frequenter names. We see them. Noticing Rosenkreuz. Rosenkreuz. I assume that's how that is.
It looks Polish to me.
It's very Polish. Maybe we need to get our Polish correspondent in here. Just
Please tell
kidding.
me how to say this.
Polish is weird, man. It's like drunk German.
Damn.
Anyway, Mike Landry taking the top spot so far, followed by Zach Martin, real close by. This is going to be one for the handlers. Lots of kind of sweeping turns, requiring to manage your speed carefully. Actually, pretty varied. Is this this has the M2s as well, I believe.
What? No,
Yes.
not anymore. They took them out because there wasn't enough entrance.
Oh, okay. Did they take them out after this race or before this race?
Before this race.
Oh, okay. So we just got some sucky BMWs. No, I'm just kidding. They're totally okay-ish.
We didn't need them anyway.
But with that, oh yeah, with that we have our finish for the qualifying. Mike Landry up in first, Zach Martin in second, Neil Sutherland in third. Oh yeah, by the way, as always, I'm not going to go break this up via class because I don't have enough brain cells. Neil Sutherland in third, Jeff Wentworth in fourth. Moving on to the Mercedes AMG Catfish from the BMW GT M4 these used to be running in. Max Simmons in a high 5th place. Excuse me, with Gaskins falling behind in 6th, Archie in 7th, Dan French in 8th, Connor Constantini in 9th, and Spencer Taft in 10th place. So pretty varied field. We actually got a lot of the challenge cars up in the upper registers, so that's kind of a shocker. For example, Josh McLaughlin, but he failed to set a qualifying lap, so that is not
Everybody
necessarily
under
representative.
154 set laps before it became wet.
Well, I guess that is speaking to showing up early.
It was like by the time you completed your first flying lap, it started raining. So if you weren't there immediately,
Oh, I
you
guess
were
that
qualifying in wet conditions.
well, I guess that'll show everyone to get here early for the race. Don't wait up any time there's one of these going on, especially during qualifying. Got a second Ferrari in the field. That is a he takes the place of The other one that we've had in the past, there are only ever 2, as per the rules of the Sith.
And then there were 2.
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2 of them.
Ah, I understood that reference.
We get the McLaren field is continuing to dwindle. We're now down to 2, Mike Landry and Matt Higgs. So there's that. I'm gonna find the other Ferrari, what his name was, I forget. We got one called F Leave Me Alone, so that's fun.
Is that
Guys,
Magus?
when you register for these races, please use your like actual what you want to be called by.
Shut up, you can't tell me what to do.
Well, the name matches, so I'm just gonna call him Leave Me Alone.
Whee!
So, we've got a pretty interesting race set up, starting at the nighttime. It is partly cloudy, wet. Probably going to dry up a little bit, but we have no clue what's going on after 15 minutes. I'm a little curious as to why they changed it. It used to be 15 or 10 and 30 for the timer, but then they changed it to 5 and 15. Because it's good for the drivers, not so good for us in the booth. Oh well. This race, as always, of the Enduros will be about endurance. So, consistency over outright pace. It is interesting to see some challenge cars smack dab right in the middle of the field. No doubt a result of the qualifying conditions, as you said earlier. Got the Porsche and Lamborghini cars mixed in around 5th place through 11th. Of course, the lone Ferrari of Simi Naku and the one Lamborghini of Tony Waj on 15th and 16th. And that's our 30-second warning till the race starts. Everyone's getting all warmed up and got their mittens on.
Good kebab.
Looks like Jake Keckley might have a livery change. He's not in this race.
Keckley's
But
not here.
yes, he's not in this race, but I'm looking on the roster. Okay, there we go. Warming up, ready for the... Why is everyone not going? Okay. Oh, it's because people had to get through the challenge cars. That's right. Some tried to get navigate it realistically. Others just went F it. It's Wreckfest tonight. See Josh McLaughlin. It is Aston McLartlin. See what I did there?
Nope.
Okay, you'll figure it out eventually. And as always, the timing is absolutely screwed up, as it will be for probably a third of the race. Looks like Neil Sutherland is electing not to use headlights on this instance. I would recommend against not using headlights because you need to see. Also, I'm pretty sure it's against the rules.
Actually, fun fact, if you don't use headlights, your car can go faster.
Really? No way.
It saps power from the engine.
Okay, well, it's literally a negligible amount. And plus, I have no doubt that the amount of time advantage you would gain from being able to see where you're going would pay dividends over the 1/8 of a horsepower it would take to run all the lights.
Surprisingly not.
Surprisingly not, huh? Well, I'm gonna need to see you cite your sources on that.
My sources, I made it the fuck up.
There you go. So you got a McLaren. I believe that's Matt Higgs also not using the headlights. Please tell me that's because you were convinced that it was going to use less power.
No, it's true.
It is true. It's also negligible. Not like air conditioning. Bless you, I think. Oh, he's dying. He's croaking, literally and figuratively. Ooh.
Alright, can we get an instant replay?
Have you hacking up along? I mean, you're gonna have to reenact that one yourself, buddy. They're coming around to the chicane. The ire of many a driver. McLaren, you're doing very well in this championship so far. See if he can put up a result. His qualifying is indicative that he can, but the rain makes everyone have to rethink their strategy a little bit. We're coming up to the line. Green flags. Here we go. For race 6. Alright, we're seeing the straight line of disadvantage of the McLaren come into effect a little bit. Matt Martin got a little bit of a jump, and Sutherland is trying to get around. Turn 1, it's getting a little bit slippy. These cars, of course, have anti-lock brakes, so it won't be necessarily
But
huge. What?
It's also a damp track, so you gotta think about that too.
Oh yeah, it's been upgraded from wet to damp. Okay, so it's
yes.
Hmm.
Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, so it is already drying. We've only been in this for about 5 minutes, and it's already kind of evaporating. So luckily, the drivers don't have to rely on a pit window to open. But we see Max Simmons actually. Nope, that's just nope. The timing's getting screwed up as always. That's Mike Landry, who's made his way out in front. The cornering of that McLaren is paying dividends in the end.
I think you got a jump, so you can see clearly. No splashing.
I can't. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Well, don't get a spray when you're in front. You can see clearly.
Oh yeah, okay.
The
I
rain
don't
has
see.
gone.
I can see clearly now because the rain is gone.
Yeah, it's just a spray.
Well, I
You
don't
can
see
see
any
clearly.
spray at all, right? I mean, unless the
I think
replays.
it's different in replay because if you had the spray, it would tank your frames.
That's fair. Okay, so it's definitely possible. Now they're getting back to the point where there's probably shouldn't be much spray anyway, because they're getting pretty far behind the leader. And also, I think it's on Martin for not diving a little bit on turn 1 like maybe he could have, but he's got plenty of race left to figure that out. Gaskin's already diving to the pits. As I was saying a little bit earlier, there is no pit window requirement, so drivers can exhaust their 2 pit stops whenever they wish. They do have to be a little bit careful because the conditions can change at a moment's notice, and sometimes if you need to have it's helpful to have a set of tires or a pit stop in reserve to just burn it whenever the weather changes. We've seen the exact opposite strategy bite some of our drivers in the butt before.
Or the face.
Or the face.
If
But
you're
it's
into
funnier to
that.
get bit in the butt, so I choose to say that. Neil Sutherland just figured out his headlight button, and he's getting really competitive around Martin. Martin's getting a little bit slidey. Timmy Naku also going to the pits.
Interestingly, I wonder who started on wets and who started on dries.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see that. Looks like Sutherland's going for a dive. Pretty easy condition M4 is a very balanced race car.
Almost too balanced, one might say.
Yeah, did they rebalance it yet, or is
I have
no
no
it's
idea.
it's not OP anymore. I hope.
It's still up there though, but it's not bad.
Oh, okay. There's the. Oh, okay. We saw a carnival, a glimpse of the carnival over there, and then the our back, Jeff Wentworth, trying to hunt down Neil Sutherland and Zach Martin. Now looking at John
Wow.
Archie.
What's going on?
Second place in the challenge category. Not too much drama, it appears right now. We do have Dominic Turcotte. Ooh, Archie's making a side-by-side maneuver. This may not the most advisable strategy on this particular corner, but he's looking to make it work. If we can get a little bit of a run, that would set him up nicely for nope. Although
Come on.
Simmons gets a little bit of a bobble going to
Take the
chicane.
alternate chicane.
Take the ultimate chicane.
Alternate.
Uh,
No chicane.
and that foible has caused Turcotte to get the edge, and now that he's on the straight line, that's going to seal a deal because that Lamborghini is so much faster than the Porsche in the straights. They sound like yappy little chihuahuas when they're downshifting. Arf, 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 arf. And then immediately Archie gets the position back with a swift turn 2 dive. As the Porsche is slower in the straights, it is much faster in the curves than these Lamborghinis, so it should more or less even out in the favor of the Porsche overall. But the passing zones are mostly in the Lamborghini's favor, so we'll have to see. Making a dive on Max Simmons too. And they're still side by side. Simmons not too keen to let Archie trample all over his first place there. And getting a little over aggressive caused Archie to be on the outside, letting Turcotte have a look on the inside. Oh no, and a spin! Looks like he got caught up by the stage 2 rumble strips there. Just upset the rear engine Porsche, and that was it. Damn shame. We hate to see it when that happens, but at least he didn't hit anything. Never been a big fan of the new Porsches. I don't know. I think the really thin taillight looks weird when you compare to the giant, like open, like wide mouth front.
It balances it out.
Yeah, that's where I disagree with you. I think it looks like two halves of two different cars. Icon kind of skirts that by being a little more minimal in the front, but even then, it could be better. Spencer Taft next in the pits. A lot of early first pits from our challenge crew. Now looking at Zach Martin, who is being hounded by Matt Higgs. Looks like he lost a little bit of ground to Sutherland ahead.
What?
What do you mean what?
I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, he lost. Looks like he lost a little bit of ground to Sutherland ahead.
Zach?
No, yeah, Zack did.
Oh, probably.
Yes, and there's Higgs going for a pass around the outside to turn 1. Oh, it looks like Turcotte made a move on. Oh, nope. Well, actually, yes. Max Simmons must have had an off. He's way back in the field. He didn't go into the pits. I wonder what happened. And Dan French is now in second. Connor Constantini bringing up third.
Real greasy.
And And yep, it's sure enough upgraded to greasy. But the forecast has been downgraded. It's now no longer partly cloudy, now just overcast, full cloudy.
I think it's sunny.
Not sure about that one. So I wish you'd been able to see that, but you, as the audience, can also not see it. So we'll all be in a mystery together. Max Simmons and John Archie both going into the pits for their first time, so they're going to be set quite back by whatever turn of events befell them.
Befalls them.
Well, it's not currently befalling them, but it already happened, right? So it would be befallen, befell. Higgs having to make another move on Zack Martin. Not entirely sure what happened there. Director is in fighting form today. Fighting fine form. Never seen a Mercedes. What the heck? What? That must be Jeff Wentworth. Did Jeff go for a pit?
Might be trying to cool his tires.
Huh. It didn't show him in the pit box at all.
Might have been trying to cool his tires.
But yeah,
Since he took wets.
by going in the pit, by going in
No,
the pit
he
box.
was probably going on the inside of the track, closer to the pit wall. You know, offline where there's pedals.
That's okay. Well, I don't know why he would have lost so much time then. Maybe he had an accident or something. Because that was on the straight, yeah. So like, even if he'd been going slow the entire rest of the lap, it would have been, and it looked like he had gone out of the pit road. I don't know. You audience will have to determine for yourself. Unless Matt, you heard during the race chat that is what happened.
I was in Discord.
So that's
was,
what he's told you.
Well, I know he took wets at the start, so I'm just putting 2 and 2 together.
Okay, okay. Well, he didn't switch tires, so he must have either been cooling them or had some sort of incident. The cooling strategy seems a little odd just because of what I said earlier about being on the straight. Normally the straight isn't the time to cool your tires because they're cooling anyway usually, but I guess it makes a little difference. Matthew Higgs getting some clean air out in front. Mike Landry is the only one separating him from victory today so far. Mark Sutherland in the in his BMW has gone for the pits as well. Dominic Turcotte making some space behind for Dan French to use to contemplate his life decisions, as Anthony Willis next in the pits. Looks like the Lamborghinis kind of have this race wrapped up from a GT Challenge perspective, although the Porsches have, well, Taft has not, but all the other Porsches have pitted already once. Thomas Waj now having to deal with a GT3 Porsche. I guess maybe the GT3 Porsche having to deal with him. That would of course be Gaskins, our only GT3 Porsche in the field. Seeing the fun part of the multi-class of traffic get into effect. Frederick, what did I call him earlier? Leave me alone. Frederick, leave me alone. Electing to deal with this Porsche Challenge car with Seth Chaney in hot pursuit. Chaney got the run through the front straight. What a camera angle. Although the M4 is not quite able to outpace the Porsche. I'm kind of shocked, honestly. They're similar in power, but I guess the GT somewhere errant with an errant dive, forcing Leave Me Alone to get really, really wide. I think that's what happened at least. Jeff Wentworth going for his first pit stop. And we saw a little flash of the headlights from Seth Chaney expressing his frustration. Not entirely sure at what. Of course, I might be missing something, but it looked like it was his dive. Thomas Waj, I called him Tony earlier. Whoops, Thomas Waj. It's because I was looking at Tony Yimbo's name, by the way. Thomas Waj, ooh, getting a little bit squirrely.
I think the line's over there.
It's over there somewhere. Hope you can find it. Mike Landry going into the pits. The first McLaren to do so. I think the scoreboard has more or less caught up with the action by now. 15 minutes in.
Well, no, because Turcotte, French, Constantine, and Wass
yeah,
are
you're
still
right.
top 4.
Never mind, you're right. That's still so bizarre.
It's bizarre how it classifies them as ahead, but
Oh, we got a
despite
Porsche
them
off.
that was probably a Porsche.
That was Archie. I think. That can't be 100% certain. No, that was not Archie, because Archie's car is green. That must have been Simmons? Or Taft. No, it's probably Taft. 86. I can't see what number that was supposed to be, but I'm pretty certain it's Taft. Matt Haig's continuing to deal with Zack and Martin as an adversary. Looks like Martin's able to be competitive in the NSX.
Looks like rain in 15 minutes.
Oh yeah, look at that. Track has been upgraded to fast, and the forecast does indeed show rain. And that's 2 lines of rain, so I think that means pretty moderate rain conditions. So drivers will have to deal with that consideration when it comes to the pit stop strategy, definitely. The sun appears to be coming up as the race progresses, and leaving less of a need for light on board the car. So you get your wish, Matt. The drivers can turn off the headlights and stop sucking back all that power. Power these
I'm
ultra
telling you, all
efficient
those
LED bulbs.
endurance lights, they take up. It adds up, you know.
Oh yeah, they're probably using close to 40 or 50 watts. And when your car makes 400 kilowatts, that's a pretty sizable difference.
Yeah, gotta be fast. Turn on some headlights.
Look at that, John Archie making some moves against, I believe that is Cheney. Can't see the number on that BMW. My spotter's guide is terrible. I do gotta say, the Porsche Challenge cars really make the GT3 Porsches sound like dumb toy cars. That characteristic Porsche roar definitely on display here. Really more of a scream, not so much a roar. And some potential action going on from Mark Sutherland in 18th place. I'm dealing with Gaskins ahead. Of course, we don't get to see that. Also, it looks like Zach Martin has cleaned up the space ahead to Matt Higgs. Also, don't get to see that. Jeff Wentworth, mayhaps. There we go.
That's Gaskins.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's one of the battles I was talking about. Sure enough, Mike Gaskins as the it's Sutherland and Gaskins. Okay, so Gaskins got by Sutherland. Okay, that's what we're seeing here. Gotcha. Shame we weren't able to see the actual action, but Gaskins proves to be a deft competitor with that Porsche, especially on a track like this. Might be the battle to watch for today. Depending on how the pit strategies work out, Martin and Higgs have been at each other's throats this entire race.
I think that the McLaren, he took slicks to start, so I believe he's suffering from too high tire pressures at the moment.
I see.
I believe they were around 30, 31, which is about 2.5 degrees too. Sorry, 2.5 psi too high.
Could certainly be. I forget O'Connor Constantine making a move by, I believe that's Spencer Taft. And no, I was gonna say, oh, Martin. No, just kidding. I saw McLaughlin behind Martin, and I got weirded out for a second there. So McLaughlin's actually making some moves. Started, I'm pretty sure, dead last in the qualifying, but then made his way up all the way to 7th place. And naturally, the part of that's the result of being, passing the challenge cars.
And other drivers pitting.
But there's at least few that have not made use of their pit stops.
All of the GT3 competitors have pitted apart from Higgs and Martin.
Also Cheney and Leave Me Alone.
Ah, Cheney's slow.
I didn't say he wasn't.
I mean, oh hi there, how's it going?
Well, I mean, he qualified just a little bit slower than you, so I don't know if I want to start throwing around words like that.
Well, I mean, he had a dry lap
Because,
and I had a wet lap.
I
So my
mean
wet lap.
that remains to be seen.
I mean, you saw it.
I didn't see his lap. I also didn't see your lap. So, Dan French getting made move on by Jeff Wentworth, who just set the fastest lap of the race, no doubt, partly in the result to the drying conditions.
And he had just pitted, so he can put the right tires on for the conditions of the moment.
He could indeed.
I wonder who's gonna get caught up by the rain.
I don't know. In 15 minutes, we'll see. Like the Higgs Martin duo are making their way through the top of the GT Challenge field finally. Only took almost half the race. Oh, we got a Ferrari. I believe that's Naku. Getting a little bit flustery. Dominic Turcotte providing a little bit of an obstacle to Mike Landry. Not entirely sure why he's doing that. I mean, he's not obligated to move out of the way per se in that moment, but there's not a competitor within the same like 5 or 6 seconds. Oh, French is actually 4.5, so that was pretty close. This is gonna be a nightmare for Landry, who's getting advanced upon by Wentworth. If he can, and I don't know what tires Landry is on currently.
Dry tires.
How do you know this stuff?
You pitted? Why would you
Hmm.
put wets on?
I don't know. Okay. That doesn't make sense. So we'll have to see. Now, can it be adjusted to be able to see more out in the future when it comes to weather, or is it everyone gets to see 15 minutes and that's it?
15 and then 5.
Right, but is that something you can adjust?
I don't think so.
Interesting. I'm really curious as to why they would change that then. Hmm. We never know. God, that Huracan Challenge car or the Super Trofeo looks really, really good. That's weird because the Challenge cars are, I would consider to be visual downgrades when it comes to their GT3 counterparts, except for the Lamborghini. Oh, we got Leave Me Alone going for the pits. I wonder if he sees the rain coming. Because if he does, you know this is not an exactly ideal time to be pitting. Oh, we got, well, that's a back marker actually. Never mind. Through Naku behind Dan French. Matt Higgs going for his first pit stop. We can see that in 15 minutes, the rain from 5 minutes from now will be decreasing, but still present. So maybe if 10 minutes is enough to get the track that wet, but it starts evening out. Oh, yep, and it's degrading down to stage 1 rain. So light. Oh nope, now it's back to partly cloudy. So this is getting really interesting really fast. Highly variable weather, as you can see. Matt Higgs in the pits. I wonder if he may be calling an audible, seeing the updating weather forecast.
I do
Leave me
believe
alone.
he had no choice as he was out of fuel.
No choice to take tires.
Why wouldn't you take tires?
Well, I mean, by that I mean change tires to the wets.
Why would you change to wets if it's gonna dry in 15 minutes? It's not raining that long. You're gonna waste time putting them back on, putting wets on. Then you gotta take them
Okay,
off.
we're getting a little distracted. My original question was, with him being in the pits, do we think that he noticed in time to change it upon the forecast updating? Because it updated while he was in pit lane.
No,
So,
I don't think he took wets.
okay. So leave me alone got a stop and go penalty of 30 seconds.
My thoughts are, because it's not gonna rain that long, you'd lose more time in the pits when you have to change them when it becomes dry again than you would just by sticking it out on slicks.
Oh, absolutely. And I was never arguing with you about that, and I don't think we were actually really arguing, but like it was I was not debating that point. I was wondering because the forecast was still rain like
It was
15
updating
minutes.
instantly.
It was, but when Matt had the pit little marker thing on long before that updated, so I was wondering if he maybe had enough time to do it. But you're saying that you did, so there you go, confirmed. Hindsight being 2020 is excellent. So you got, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it looks like Landry didn't work out of the pits too well and is having to fight with Matt Higgs a little bit. It'd be really cool if we could watch that. I mean, nothing against Simeon Niku, but I mean, he's not really battling anyone. There we go. A really interesting line. He maybe overcuts it a little bit. Michael does. He corrects. It doesn't look like he lost really any time. So you got orange on purple versus purple on orange. Oh, sorry, that's gray on orange. That's gonna be fun if they're just inverted colors. And we are still not. Okay. Must have been because all the GT3s have pitted. Except for Seth Chaney and Josh McLaughlin and Zach Martin. So I was gonna say, oh wow, Michael Landry looks to be maybe exhausting his tires a little much, or I don't know if maybe he's getting a little over bold, but he's going a little wide on a lot of turns. Doesn't appear to be losing a lot of time.
I think Matt didn't have a chance to adjust his tire pressures either because it was going to become wet. So he didn't adjust them lower.
Okay, and we've already been downgraded again to just regular overcast cloudy. Now that won't necessarily affect it that much, but it will decrease the rate of rain evaporation. Where was I? So interesting, it's saying that it's raining right now. Oh, there it is. There it is. There's the rain. Our video codec was just being a little schmutzy. And 5 minutes has been upgraded or downgraded to mega rain. So this variable weather is throwing many wrenches around. We're going to see how that affects our drivers. Dominic Turcotte, one of the first challenge cars into the pits. Oh, there we go. So it's now mega rain, and in 5 minutes it's going to even get more rainier. Thomas Waj with a nice slide. Still 15 minutes is saying no rain, but track is already greasy. Finally, we're seeing a GT3 car make his way to the top of the leaderboard. It's taken over half of the race, or almost half the race, sorry. I was joking earlier when I said it would take half the race, but it ended up being more correct. There we go. Lead change. Seth Chaney also taking his first pit stop of the race. I would like to see the battle between Landry and Higgs. There we go. Ask and ye shall receive. Leave me alone is gone to the pits. Oh, he got disqualified. He didn't serve his stop and go penalty. Oh no. That is not so good. Track is already downgraded again to damp. Temperature's not changed, but that makes sense. What are you saying?
It's dump.
It is dump. Dominicu also for his second pit stop.
Meow, meow.
Nero indeed. Got many Neros. Got many Nico nee.
Noi.
Noi. It's like Landry's gonna have maybe a run. Now this is gonna get really. Oh wow, that's Archie getting really sideways. Saved it. That is a candidate for save of the day right there. Oh wait, we don't do that in this series. But if there was a save of the day award,
Why are we watching Josh? There's nobody around him.
that's a great question. I don't know. This director maybe needs to be fired. And now Dominic Turcotte, just to rub it in, I guess. Landry is moving on Higgs. We've got so much drama. They were just approaching traffic, not only challenge traffic, but other GT3 traffic. At least Sutherland was in that pile, so he's gone to the pits for his second and final time. Well, I can't say final, but definitely second. And Zach Martin is
scheduled pit stop.
and Zach Martin is falling through the ranks, down to 6th. I mean, oh, Matt Higgs with a slide. Ooh, and can he save it? It looked like Landry is also getting sideways. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Maybe it's an illusion. He saved it. Looks like he kept it off the wall. Now looking at Neil Sutherland, who's riveting view from the pits. John Archie involved in some. Okay, there we go, halfway through the race. But John Archie involved in some drama potentially still. If only we could be watching that. I mean, again,
instead we're watching Neil just exit pits.
I am curious as to what kind of tires he took. Because we're going from a period of mega rain wetness to no rain but wet. And it's implied that it'll get less wet still after that.
You'd be kind of stupid to pick wets.
I mean, but you never know, it could get wet again.
But you'd just cook your tires and then you have to pit again.
We just lost someone. Not sure at all. The Sutherlands have gathered up, gotten close, so they can combine their powers in a fusion jutsu. Oh wow! There was a Porsche getting really sideways. That might have been Simmons. Oh, Dan French going off. Nope, not Simmons. Okay, now I get to watch Higgs. So Landry got by and is putting in some room. Wentworth, I don't remember seeing him get by, but it probably happened. I'm not sure. It's called a wash. Zack Martin getting involved with some challenge cars. I mean, maybe we don't get to actually see it, but Y.co. Ooh, real big slide from Matt Higgs. You can just see all the water on the track and how difficult it must be to get these cars and their really sensitive grip surfaces into functioning in this rain. Ooh, another slide. Connor Constantini going to serve his first pit stop as the current leader of the challenge class. I'm interested in the strategy. I mean, even Max Simmons is pitted a while ago. But there's still some GT3s and some GT4s that have yet to pit for the first time. There's one GT3 and, well, I mean, there was 2 challenge cars, but now with Constantini going in, there's only 1. There's one of them, Josh McLaughlin, right there. The last remaining GT3 car who have not pitted. They will have to pit twice eventually, or else suffer a very healthy penalty, probably around 180 seconds, I would guess. Yeah, he must be on dry. As you can see, Dominic Turcotte in that Lamborghini challenge car is absolutely making mincemeat of him. And that's not something you get to see very often, is one of these challenge cars overtaking a GT3 with such aplomb. Look at that! We just lost Leave Me Alone and Willis. The field is shrinking. Constantini involved in a really dramatic battle, probably, with Thomas Waj. Of course, we don't get to see it. Oh, maybe not. That should be Constantini ahead, but we're not seeing anyone in battle. I'm a little perplexed as to what I'm looking at here. Weather update. Mostly cloudy. That's about it. Zack Martin, our only Honda GT3, the NSX, doing very well at this this outing. We haven't seen NSX do quite so well in a while. He's been our only NSX competitor since John Barker in the. Max Simmons did a couple of rounds. He did a couple of rounds in the GT3. But still, that is a far cry from the domination that the McLaren and the Lamborghini we're seeing in seasons 6 and 3 and 4 respectively of the GT Challenge series, which I'm just realizing is kind of awkwardly named because we got the GT Challenge class here, but there's a GT Challenge Championship series that takes place on Sundays. If you want to see that, you should watch it. ESR-race.org. We can get signed up for all the notifications. Like and subscribe here too as well. Dominic Turcotte still somehow sitting in technically first place. Although, is it actually? Can't say. But probably not.
It is looking very moist out there, boys.
It's super moist. These cars are squishing around the track. Super squishy. Do you think cars get grossed out when their tires get wet, like we get grossed out when our socks get wet?
I don't think so.
Because all I know is that having wet socks is probably one of the worst experiences a human can have.
And that's including being shot.
That's backed up with science. But
yes.
Very good. I almost wonder if Max Simmons finds himself on some dry tires in this wet condition. It would make sense, but you can just see. I mean, the NSX of Zack Martin just passed him, and yeah, that's a faster car, but just the absolute raw pace that it has over him right now, evident that he's not on the proper tires for this conditions. Josh McLaughlin, our last GT3 contender to go for the pits. Oh, Willis is back. Wait, what? Willis is back, but we still have 15. Well, we definitely lost Leave Me Alone. Oh, that's Mike Landry off in the boonies. What happened there? I mean, clearly not enough to affect his position so much. I mean, not actually anyway.
I think he went off the track.
Well, yes, we saw him rejoin the track, so it's assumed that he went off it at some point. Matt, have you thought about becoming a private detective?
Who said it wasn't already?
That's a good point. Ooh, we got a car phasing in and out of existence in the distance. What up? And all our battles are gone. That's what the Zoomers call an oof.
Word battles.
Zach Martin's turn to get the spotlight. You can see last lap almost 156 as opposed to a best of a 147. So 11.3 seconds of a difference. That is pretty disgusting. Dominic, our last remaining Ferrari driver, in his sleepy-eyed challenge car. Not much to say, unfortunately. It looks like Dan French might be battling with Thomas Waj a little bit. They're still almost 2/3 of a second apart. Oh, they're exactly 2/3 of a second apart, actually. I mean, even though it's not that close to a battle, it'd be cool if we could watch it. Ooh, Waj got a nope. No, he's still pretty close. Oh no, he's not that close. Looks like Waj might have had a spin or something. Oh well.
Oh no.
I really hope we end up in a position where Dominic Turcotte can take the overall win by technicality. Can that happen, please?
No.
Okay. Weather update. Still cloudy. And not going to get any less cloudy as of yet. Weather track's still wet. But not changing yet. We've seen a big ol' multi-bump corner cut by Connor Constantini. Michael Lander taking that position back. I do gotta say, I gotta express my love for this variable weather thing. The chaos is beautiful, and I really enjoy it. Oh. Oh, a bump from Jump Webworth for Connor Constantini sends him into a friggin' tank slapper that he will never recover from. Zack Martin versus Mark Sutherland, although this is not for position. Looks like Connor Constantini is struggling to get his car restarted. He's let even Matt Higgs through. Higgs was almost 10 seconds behind.
Smoke weed every day.
Okay. You heard it. You heard it here. Actually, ESR is as an organization does not endorse the opinions of any of its commentators officially. Especially not of Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg. It's like, oh, I was gonna say Higgs is closing in on a target, but nope, it's a challenge car. Can I close my eyes and pretend the challenge cars are racing for position? Well, we've got to fight for not position, but at least for like track space. So I'll take that. Simi Naku versus, oh wow, I believe that's Max Simmons, who was getting really sideways there. Glad we caught that. Lap times are coming down ever so slightly. It looks like Simi Naku got through, but Simmons is going to give him an attempt at a cutback. It's not going to work out because of the chicane, or the really light chicane, I should say. Interesting. So the Ferrari actually has a 7th gear that it uses. I was not aware of that. Okay, interesting. Saying Naku, that onboard shot that we just got was enlightening. I know some of the cars in this series have full 7 or 8 gear gearboxes, but very rarely do they get to use them. Zack Martin, our first taker in a while for the 2nd pit stop, as we close in on our last quarter hour of racing here at Barcelona. Oh, but Zack Martin gets handed a hefty 30-second stop and go penalty, undoubtedly for speeding the pit lane. Oh, that's brutal. Thomas Waj is the next taker for final pit stop. And all of a sudden, the drama has started to kick up a little bit. We've got Jeff Wentworth hunting down Mike Landry for 3rd place, or which is actually 1st place. So with Zack Martin essentially penalizing himself out of competition. Oh, come on. You know I didn't want to watch this battle. Well, it looks like Wentworth got by Landry, because Landry took his last pit stop. He's currently in the process of that. Dominic Turcotte still somehow technically our race leader. Josh McLaughlin taking his final pit stop. So 2 pit stops in really immediate succession. Quick weather check though. Still cloudy. Track conditions still wet. So even though it's gotten almost up to 30 degrees, it should be well enough for the track to start drying. It kind of just hasn't. Neil Sutherland is not right by Zack Martin. He's Zack Martin is taking his penalty. Turcotte taking his pit stop. Final one. Same with Thomas Watch. So Zach Martin's finally cleared his stop and go penalty. We'll have to see at the next timing gate where he ends up compared to his former position. It's gonna be brutal. Barcelona has a pretty brutal pit stop, or pit length. And 30 seconds is longer than some potential pit strategies here. So that is brutal to say the least. Ooh, a big slide for Neil Sutherland, but he recovered it really well. Oh, we lost another car.
Polish guy.
We lost Waj? Oh no.
We
Why? I
lost
wonder why.
Gaskins. We lost Polish buddy.
Yep. We lost other Ferrari. Leave Me Alone is the name of the guy. We lost every single one of our Porsche Challenge cars except, well, actually, never mind. We lost. I was gonna say except for Archie and Simmons. Well, there's only 3 or 4 cars, so they're still like half the field there. Is the sun setting already? Dang. Okay, so the time scale is pretty intense on this track. On this setting. Jeff Wentworth about to make his move on Dominic Turcotte and finally start to claim. Oh, Max Simmons is ahead of him, but Max Simmons will have to pit one more time. Although Wentworth will also have to do that, so oops. As he is doing actually right now, Jeff Wentworth. Numbered 105 Mercedes into the pits for the final time. Probably. Unfortunately, Barcelona is a pretty large track, so combined with our dwindling remaining drivers here, we're starting to experience less and less action. Although, well, 15 minutes from now doesn't really matter. Weather update, 15 minutes from now, once the race is over, it'll be rainy again. But it's finally starting to warm up a little bit, or dry up a little bit. Now it's just damp. So very interesting. I'm curious what facilitated the rain drying up so slowly, because it was still greasy and wet for a long time. I'm also curious as to when Higgs and Simmons are going to pit, because that'll kind of dictate the finishing order of these classes. Also, it's potentially possible that Wentworth could close in on Neil Sutherland. We're watching here. Oh, he's right there. He is closing. Well, can he close fast enough? He's got 12 minutes. Oh, he is immensely. In the last timing gap, he came up 7/10 of a second nearly. So this will be actually, given his pace differentials, it's possible that Neil's just either burned out his tires or is on the wrong ones. This is Battle of the Organizers. Jeff Wentworth and Neil Sutherland are two of the organizers of this series. So this one's for all the marbles. Whoever finishes first in this one, I'm just making the wager now. Whoever finishes first now gets permanent neener abilities. At least until the next race in which the other one wins. Yeah, a whole another 9/10 comes down, or 8/10 technically, between Sutherland and Wentworth. Pretty intense. Pun intended. Down another 1/10.5. Okay, so we're now watching Simeon Naku, no doubt because director sees Zack Martin catching up rapidly and is like, ooh, that could be a battle, when it's not actually a battle for position. And now we're just watching Dominic Turcotte. I have no idea what's up with that.
Alright, everybody, take a shot every time Cole mistakes a challenge car for a GT3 competitor.
Well, you're going to take exactly one shot.
No, that's your third time so far this commentary.
I didn't mistake it. I announced it. I said, hey, we're watching Simeon Naku, even though it's probably because Zack Martin's coming up, even though they're not competing. Owned. Come on, let's watch Jeff Wentworth. No, not Connor Cosentine. Grr. Actually, if we're doing that drinking game, then I will make as many mistakes as possible so you all get alcohol poisoning. Or a good time, depending on what I choose. I did a drinking game where with John Wick 3, where every time they said the high table or whatever, take a shot. What's that? One more time, Matt.
The low table.
I think it's a low table, but yeah, I was so shit-faced by the end of that movie. Probably not the best strategy. It was brutal. I mean, if that's your goal, then go for it. I also did one in college. It was college, where ooh, Neil Sutherland getting really slidey. Not that one. I didn't do that in college, although maybe. Oh, we got Jeff Wentworth giving the wiggles. But I did a drinking game. We watched Liam Neeson's Taken. And I forgot exactly what rules we set up, but that was another one. I think that one was so bad that I ended up passing out. Maybe. I know I was at least very drunk. Excuse me. Here's a battle we want to watch. I'm actually curious to see which is faster in a straight line, the BMW M4 or the Mercedes GT3. Of course, it's a little unfair because Mercedes has the draft here, but he's not looking to actually get any around. So maybe the M4 is faster just because it's able to deny his advancement even with the draft. We do have a battle at the back of the field. John Archie versus Simeon Naku. Might have to see how that turns out later. Jeff Wentworth getting real close, but these extremely long, flowing turns at the beginning of this lap. Oh, maybe out breaking himself a little bit. No, he corralled it. What, just singing there, Matt?
Nothing.
Okay.
Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
I would, because I asked you. Also, sunny. I mean, there's 6 minutes left, so what to frickin' do? But it is sunny. In fact, it's still damp though, irritatingly enough. Ooh,
Big
a big
slide.
slide from Neil Sutherland, yeah. That'll give Wentworth maybe the opportunity he needs. No. The
Landry's catching
chicane.
by like 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah, ooh, and Wentworth gets a little slide himself. Do you think they're just doing this for a photo shoot or something?
Nope. If you peel your eyes to the
Side by side.
background, you'll see a McLaren.
Wow. Yeah, the McLaren of Mike Landry.
The McLaren of Michael Landry.
Michael Landry. I hate it when people do spoonerisms with Michael. I'm just kidding, I don't hate it, but it's so unaesthetic. It's like Michael. Ugh.
Ooh.
Hurts me,
You
see?
get Mike from Michael, so you get bike from Michael, obviously.
Yeah. And Uni from Unicycle. Oh, Zach Martin goes way off, now that really matters.
When life gives you lemon, eat them.
Oh, well, that was oddly straightforward. I was expecting something a little more convoluted. Oh,
Big
wow, a
slide.
big ol' slide. That might be, I don't think that quite has the guts for save of the day, but it was definitely good. There's that Mike Landry we were talking about.
Yep.
Yup.
Sorry, Michael Landry, cool.
No. No, not Michael. They are close to each other on a keyboard, but I refuse to believe anyone's ever made that mistake.
Do you think Michael Magus will race with us?
I don't know. But if it gets you to stop saying Michael, then sure, I hope so.
Then I have an excuse to say it.
Oh no. There's just no way to win, I guess.
Stretch.
Every time I stretch now, I want to make that noise. God, look at those thick tires on that Lamborghini. Them's thickums. Anyhow, we're down to 2.5 minutes. Mike Landry is going at it with Neil Sutherland, who's going at it with Jeff Wentworth. Can we watch that, Plux? Okay, so we're watching some back markers. That's pretty neat. Ditto. Simmons and Higgs are last takers of this pit stoppos. Mike Landry set the best lap of the race a couple laps ago. There we go. Looks like Landry got by Neil Sutherland. Looks like without much trouble as well. I wonder if he might be running a different tire strategy. Jeff Wentworth flashing his lights at... Oh, the Porsche in front. Okay, so that must be Archie.
Simmons.
This could get dramatic fast. Oh, that's Simmons. They're catching him just at a time when it's going to be easy to pass, at least for, yep, so they both got it. No big deal. Unfortunately, for Sutherland, he might get stuck a little bit. Oh, Landry went for a brief last-minute dive, but it didn't end up working out. I think we might be living in a world where Dominic Turcotte's going to finish first place in this series, or in this race. Take the overall win. What if we did an Assetto Corsa Competizione Rallycross series? Use the same tracks, just you have to be on off-road the entire time.
No.
Landry on the outside. Nope. Cut back. There we go. Okay, so leader just engaged the final lap. Landry on the outside. Wentworth is taking no prisoners, though. He is the outside. Oh, contact again. I get a really awkward series of turns. That's allowing Sutherland to catch back up. Sutherland makes a move on Landry. And there we go. Sutherland's back in second place. So last lap, Dominic Turcotte is going to finish first.
Well, not really, because he started. It's a bit of a. No. He's physically in first place there, but actually he's not.
Yes. We've, oh wow, it's getting incredibly tense. We had back and forths between the Neil Sutherland, Jeff Wentworth, and Mike Landry. And they're just swapping spaces the entire time. This is incredible. Like, if you told me this story, I would say that's not credible. Cite your source. And then Matt would say,
My source is I made it the fuck up.
probably one of the best Maxor quotes of all time. So, and the rain starts immediately. Greasy again. The track goes. So, already dramatic race, getting only more dramatic with this addition. Sutherland is holding off Wentworth. Looks like Landry's going for a really weird look. They're both going for a cutback, but oh, they're three wide. Wentworth gave it a little too much goose. Oh no, and he came in a little early, and Sutherland gave him a boot to the outside. Oh, and he gets up to the inside and ends up back right behind him. Oh, almost taking out Matt Higgs and Max Simmons. Higgs appeared out of nowhere.
Actually, I appeared from behind.
You came from behind?
I was coming behind.
There's a mustard gas attack. And that's it. Landry advances through the field to get first place, actual first place. Dominic Turcotte got technical first place. And wow, what a finish. I couldn't have asked for that to get any better just as the rain starts to fall again. Incredible driving. A little sketchy at the end, but I will take it. That was exciting. Now, if only we could have that through the entire race. Oh, people are leaving already. Guys, gotta stop doing that. As our last few drivers make their way into the finish line crossy, we have our official results. As always, I'm going to go over the top 15 of the entire field. Oh, I'm just going to go over the top 13 because that's all we had. And this is in order, not in its class agnostic, because classes are just effed up here. We got Dominic Turcotte first place, as you can see. Mike Landry in second with the fastest lap, a 1:45.8. Neil Sutherland in third, Matt Higgs in fourth, Max Simmons in fifth, Jeff Wentworth sixth. Oh yeah, this is a little weird. Josh McLaughlin in seventh, Dan French eighth, Zach Martin 9th, and Mark Sutherland 10th. John Archie in 11th, Connor Custody 12th, and Simeon Niku 13th. It looks like Dominic Turcotte would in fact move to fourth. Fourth place overall. No. I don't freaking know. You guys will figure it out. It's insane. Oh, Thomas Waj actually got DQ'd. I didn't know that. I thought he just left.
I wonder.
Well, with that in mind, the championship results are almost certainly going to be weird. So I will not go over those. If you want to see them, go to esr-race.org, visit our Discord. We have a race app page if you're familiar with those. Look us up on there. All for you drivers in the field, you know what you're doing already. So just do that. I gotta say, this challenge steering wheel looks really comparatively basic compared to other ones. But anyway, that's about all I got. Anything from you, Matt Higgs?
I'm speechless.
You're speechless. Very good, very good. It was an intense finish. Next race is I believe at what was it? It was Brands Hatch, I think, right? Yeah, Brands Hatch. So race 7, Brands Hatch, June 27th. Be there or be square, or both. It's extra fun that way. That's gonna be a regular race, and then round up the championship with Monza on the 11th and Spa on the 18th of July. We can't wait to see you guys there. It'll be a fun one.
Bye.
Okay. I've been Colt McRae. That's been Matt Higgs. You guys have been the audience. Have a lovely day, and
Wait,
we'll
I
see
was
you
the
then.
audience?
Yes.
Wild.
Bye.